Okay, this is how you add text in Photoshop. All right, so we've got our image here. Say we're gonna create a little featured image for a holiday blog post or something to go in a newsletter. This is kind of when you would use that. So we found this on Pexels.com, and now we want to add, just say Merry Christmas. So we're gonna go over to the text tool, click on that, or you can just hit T and it comes up. You'll see here it has multiple options. The default one is the horizontal type tool, which is what you're more than likely going to use. All these other ones are kind of goofy stuff that you're not really going to need. So our type tool, and we're just going to place it about where you want it. It really doesn't matter. And just left click. And you can see it comes up really tiny. Sometimes it'll come up big. It kind of just depends on how big the last text font size was that you put in. So this says 50 point. I can tell that I'm going to want it bigger, so I'm going to change my font size up here in my options panel to 200. And enter. All right. And it looks like our text color is white. Our typeface is Arial. Let's say we know we want something that's going to look cooler than Arial. You just click the drop down here and it shows you all your typefaces here. So let's say we want something a little scripty looking. We're going to click that. Let's change our color to red. I'm just going to pick a red and click OK. It automatically puts in lorem ipsum, which is just placeholder text. So that's why that appears there. Okay, so now I'm still on my text layer. So I'm just gonna click and highlight this, type in Merry Christmas. Okay, so if I hit enter, it's gonna create a new line down here. I just automatically hit enter all the time, so anyway. Okay, so now if I say I want to okay, I'm trying to move it, it's just highlighting it. That's because you're still on your type layer. You either click over here, you want to be off of your type layer. So you can just click over here, or you can just go ahead and click the move tool, because that's more than likely what you're going to do next. That way you can grab your text. I'm just left click and hold on the text and move it where you want it. Okay, this clearly is much too small. So what I can do is I can hit T on the keyboard again to select text, double click in it to highlight everything, and go up here and change this manually to 300. How does that look? Still too small. Or I can come down here. That's only giving me up to 72. That's not going to do me any good. Or if you hover over the T's right here, you can see a little hand with two arrows going to the left or the right appears. This lets you drag this up or down, and it changes the font size. But I think the easiest thing to do, I just deleted it, so I just did Control-Z to undo it. The easiest thing to do is get your move tool, click on the text, do Control-T, which is free transform, and you can see it gives me my sizing box. And now I know that I want it, you know, about to the edge, not quite to the edge. I want it about that big. You can see how much quicker that is than manually sizing it. Okay, looks good, so I'm going to hit enter to say yes, accept that. Alright, so now this red looks a little dark. Say I want it to be a brighter red, like over here on the box, on this corner of the box. You want to make sure that you're clicked on the type layer, which yes we are because it's highlighted. So this is giving me all my features of this text layer basically, which is the same thing that's up here when you are actually in the type layer typing. So it appears, these things appear in multiple places at different times depending on what tool is selected and all that kind of stuff. Okay, but for this we want to just be highlighted on the layer. We're not typing anything else. The size is good, but we want to change the color. So come over here, click on this color thing, and you can see when this color picker is open, if I hover my mouse over the image, you get a little eyedropper. So this is makes it really easy. If I want it this red, I click that, and you can see up here it changes to that red. If I want it orange, I click on that.